Free agency has provided the Seattle Mist several new weapons, while the Austin Acoustic have one of the league's exciting young rosters. Next on LFL Football Night. Welcome inside the booth of LFL Football Night. Mitch Mortaza alongside my longtime partner Bobby Hugo. And we've got a treat for you here to start the 2017 season. The Seattle Mist visiting the Austin Acoustic.
It's great to be back in the booth for 2017 with you, Mitch. Tonight's matchup is very exciting. Usually in the Western Conference, you got Seattle and Los Angeles. Tonight, there's an upstart, young, and aggressive Austin Acoustic. Can they play against Seattle? We're going to find out tonight.
Now, you talk about Seattle. Here's a team who had the biggest loss, I think you can say, to retirement of any LFL team in history when they lost the services of number 8, Danica Brace. How much is that going to impact this team?
No question. Number 8 was a force to be reckoned with in this league. And what Seattle do? Specifically, head coach Chris Michelson, he knew that she was going to retire. The Brace was out. During the offseason, he goes out and recruits the top 3 free agents in the LFL. In Dallas, he brings in quarterbacks Michelle Angel. She's not going to compete tonight against KK Matheny. She's the clear starter, but she will start at safety. And then he gets, I don't know how he pulled this off, the league MVP. Jade Randall came from Dallas up to Seattle. She's a ball hawk at wide receiver and safety. She's going to be all over the field tonight. And then finally, Danielle Hawkins quietly became one of the top defensive ends in the league. It's going to be fun to watch them all play tonight.
There's some big names coming out of free agency. Jade Randall, Michelle Angel. You've got, I mean, that you don't go get those kind of starters. They got lucky, and that's a windfall for Seattle. On the Austin side of the ball, you can make an argument that is a franchise also on the upswing. They did lose their head coach. They released him, Jericho Harris. Enter Mike Oliveira, a very strict, regimented coach. For the second half kickoff, say it with me. Kickoff is next. Back to LFL Football Night inside the HEB Center. That is Kiara Williams getting us underway. The ball off the back wall. And Keandra Williams mistakenly bringing out the ball, not even getting back to the 5-yard line. In fact, stopped at about the 3-yard line with LaShonda Fowler and Shay Norton.
Great play by number 5, Jessica Hopkins, the gunner from the outside, forced Robinson inside, right into Danielle Hawkins and Stevie Snore. Great play by Hawkins.
That is Tashay Winfrey, and we sat down with her earlier.
Tishay, so this is your second season playing in the LFL. How's your game evolved from first season as quarterback?
Last year I had a lot of mistakes. This year I used it to actually evolve my game, so I'm ready to show it now.
Tashay Winfrey is really happy about the coaching change. She really likes Mike Oliveira and his new offense.
Tashay Winfrey starting her second season in Austin. There's a look at her numbers in 2016. Did throw for 5 interceptions. An early play action fake down the field. That was intended for Cassandra Bills, running wide open in the Seattle secondary.
The play action fake to Michelle Marshall brought all the safeties and the corners in. It was a bad pass by Tashay Winfrey, wide open. All she had to do was throw it in her body. It's a touchdown for Austin. Wow.
Head coach Chris Michelson not happy with the secondary there. That was an easy 6 had Tashay Winfrey connected with Bills.
She tried to lead her. She overled her, throw it behind her even, let her catch the ball because there was absolutely nobody there.
A 2nd and 10 play. This looks like a design keeper by Winfrey, not getting anywhere. That is LaShonda Fowler impressively alongside Jade Randall. Winfrey did manage 4 yards on that carry. That'll set up a 3rd and 6 as we meet the starters for Austin.
Cassandra Bills, wide receiver.
Chastity Morales, wide receiver. Tiffany Zimmerman, tight end. Nicole Stoffel, tight end.
Brandy Stolte, your center.
Michelle Marshall, running back.
Tashay Winfrey, your quarterback.
You have to keep an eye out for that high-octane passing attack led by Winfrey, those 2 top receivers, Cassandra Bills and Chastity Morales.
A 3rd and 6 ball at the Austin 7. More confusion. And down goes Winfrey. Not the start Austin wanted. That'll be a loss of a yard.
Great play by Katie Whelan. She had man-to-man coverage. She followed the receiver into the backfield. Winfrey had nowhere to hand the football off. Katie Whelan, what a play from the edge.
That's a look at Mike Oliveira, disgusted early. Head coach, also offensive coordinator.
And one of the things I'd be concerned about, these offensive players for Austin are looking down at that play card a lot.
Right now, they look really confused.
And there it is. They're going to call a timeout. We'll take one as well. We are tied up 0-0 early in the first. We are back in Austin, Texas for LFL football night. Mitch Mortaza alongside Bobby Hugo.
Tough start for Austin. This crowd was electric. A lot of places they play football. Here in Austin, they live it. Right now, they're a little shocked that team came out and they were confused.
That is a 4th and 7 punt by Tashay Winfrey, mishandled. And that ball is loose. That looks to be Austin recovering. Cassandra Bills.
All fantasy player Jessica Hopkins, I don't know why she tried to field this ball. She goes after it and fumbles it, and Bills comes up with it. Wow, what a play.
That is head coach Chris Michelson. You could see disgusted with Jessica Hopkins. Just, I don't know what she was thinking. That ball was clearly over her head. That's a punt. You've just got to let it go.
Let it go, and it came backwards. It had reverse spin. It was coming backwards in Seattle's favor. She tried to handle it, and Cassandra Bills, Coach Olivero told me this player is a sudden change, game-changing type player, and she showed it right there.
Great field position for Austin. That looked like Seattle may have jumped. Now Tashay Winfrey again going up the A-gap. That is no gain. Shay Norton on the tackle. Norton very active early in this game.
That's a huge turnover for Austin in their favor. Right now they have Seattle back on their heels.
Yeah, we saw that. That was Shay Norton clearly jumping across the line as head referee Jason Gardner caught it. That'll set up shop for Austin at the Seattle 14-yard line. A 1st and 5, exactly the breaks this Austin team really needed.
Quarterback Tashay Winfrey, she is not the kind of quarterback she showed in the first series. That might be a big break for her to get her on track.
A 1st and 5 at the Seattle 14, rolling right. Winfrey under heavy pressure. That was Stevie Schnorr. Winfrey having a tough time in the pocket. Now the starters for Seattle.
Schnorr, linebacker. Rashonda Fowler, corner. Jade Randall, safety.
Michelle Angel, safety.
Shay Norton,
Defensive end.
Katie Whalen, defensive end.
Jessica Hopkins, corner.
Keep an eye on those new free agent safeties. We got from Dallas, Jade Randall, the MVP of the league, replacing the legend Danica Brace, and Michelle Angel at free safety. Watch them both.
This time Winfrey under center, handoff to Villalobos. Only a gain of yard again. Stevie Schnorr, and this time Michelle Angel as well. Angel, one of several Dallas free agents signed to Seattle this offseason.
I'm really surprised that offensive coordinator Mike Olivero, the safeties, Angel and Jade Randall, they're only 3 yards off the ball, playing straight man-to-man, and they ran right up the middle. There's nothing there. There's nowhere to go. Schnorr's got the middle plug. They have to go up top with nobody in the secondary.
And this may be too early to start talking about, but perhaps not. Let's see if the absence of Danica Brace is felt tonight.
Absolutely.
A 3rd and 4 handoff. Now to Winfrey taking it herself, trying to get to the outside. Gaining 9 yards on that keeper. That was LaShonda Fowler.
This is what a lot of defenses do not know. This strong quarterback in the pocket. Watch her run. She hops up in the pocket, gets past Jessica Hopkins, almost scores a touchdown. She can run the football as well as she can throw it, Mitch.
Winfrey definitely possesses. She's kind of like the Colin Kaepernick of the LFL. A strong arm, good pocket passer, and can run it.
And she gets it done like that. You don't think she can do it. She almost scored. She got the first down. Great play by Winfrey.
Winfrey setting up Austin inside the 5-yard line. Another keeper. That looked like the option. The read option, I should say. Speaking of Colin Kaepernick, they've really designed this offense for number 10.
You called it. Spread option right there. Again, the speed on the outside. Katie Whelan, the corner from the opposite side, chased down Shea Winfrey would have been a touchdown if it wasn't for Katie Whelan.
Now a 2nd and goal. Ball remains at the Seattle 3-yard line. This is the closest either team has gotten. Obviously, Austin catching a break on that muff punt. Jessica Hopkins having a tough time fielding it. Talking about a tough time fielding a snap. Now all kinds of chaos. That was a forward pass by Michelle Marshall.
I don't know what she was thinking. That's illegal. That looked like a rugby scrum right there. That was all discombobulated. The snap was early. The quarterback wasn't ready. And whatever Michelle Marshall was thinking, she tried to throw like a second pass.
Jason Gardner, our head referee, very busy here in the first quarter. This should be an illegal forward pass on the Austin Acoustic. Now that's a loss of down as well. That's what's key here. A loss of down, and they get pushed back to the 10-yard line.
Offensive coordinator Mike Oliveira cannot be happy. The first play of the game, Winfrey misses a bomb. Should have been a touchdown. Here they're in the red zone, and they have an illegal forward pass. Not good offense.
Winfrey from the shotgun. Receiver spread out. Now in motion, handoff. That's Kendria Robinson. Robinson, another first-year player. They really like what they see from number 4. A lot of quickness and great hands down the field.
Well, Mike Oliveira, he said Robinson is great getting to the target hole. She gets there quick, she makes yardage. Watch for her doing that all night.
A very key 4th and goal coming up. Keep in mind, Austin had shop inside the 4-yard line of Seattle, a 1st and goal. Now they've got a 4th and goal back at the 6-yard line.
The 2 game changers they have are quarterback Shea Winfrey, and Oliveira said Cassandra Bills is going to get the football a lot tonight.
And there we go again. They just were not able to get the playoff. You've got a new offensive coordinator in Mike Oliveira trying to communicate with Shea Winfrey.
I hate to say it, but you have to blame the quarterback. Shea Winfrey told me she was ready to go tonight. So far, she looks real jittery, Mitch. Right now, this offense is not in sync.
Ball back at the Seattle 11-yard line. Still remains 4th and goal. What do you do here? Perhaps, you can't run it here. You've got to take a shot in the end zone.
You have to. You have to go to one of those wide receivers we talked about, either Morales or Bills. Bills is the game breaker. Winfrey can also run herself.
That's Winfrey on the keeper, buying time, dumping it off. And you called it, Bobby Hugo. That is Cassandra Bills. What a job by Shea Winfrey to buy time and find Bills.
That isn't the play I think I would have selected, and that's definitely not the play I thought Bills was going to catch. I thought it'd be a crossing play into end zone, but you're right. Winfrey, she lagged out, got some time. Everybody came to her, and she kind of just lateral forward to Bills. What a play.
And Bills, you just needed time to get into the spot. That is the luxury you have with Winfrey, the legs. She's going to buy you time, much like KK Matheny of Seattle. We'll see how that plays out. This is the extra point attempt. Kendria Robinson, direct snap. What a collision. That was Melee Rich, and they're getting into it in the end zone. A major collision with Kendria Robinson and Melee Rich. This one won by number 4.
You got to hand it to Robinson. She had absolutely no blocking, and she got in.
And the extra point is good as Austin takes a commanding 8-0 lead. How about that? Especially considering they were such an underdog. Now we get to take a look at Seattle. In fact, we sat down with KK Matheny.
KK, what does the loss of Danica Brace mean to this roster?
Gosh, the loss of Danica Brace means everything to me. She's my best friend, and it means a lot to the team as well. And you can't replace a player like her by any means, but we do got some new girls this year, and they're excited to fill those shoes.
amazing girl. Danica Brace was one of the best to ever play this game, but Coach Michelson realized he was losing one of the best, and he brings in the league MVP, Jade Randall, to replace her. He treats his team like a bucket of water. You pull a glass out, and it fills up immediately.
Both offenses struggling early.
Let's go!
You can see Chris Michelson not happy with the tempo of his offense. KK Matheny does tend to take a lot of time in the huddle. And there's her 2016 numbers. A very good season. 16 scores, 7 interceptions. The 1 interception coming late at the Legends Cup, that was the killer.
And Coach Michelson not happy about the pass completion percentage, just a little bit over 50%.
And that is Flash. They call her Flash Dominique Malloy. You could see her just get the edge and just explode.
She is one of the fastest players in the league, if not the fastest. And Coach Oliveira said he's going to try to take her out of the game, try to take Stevie Schnorr out of the game, and get the football into KK Matheny's hands. He thinks with Matheny in the pocket, he can beat her.
2nd and 6, ball at the 19, dropping back to pass, looking down the field, and overshot her receiver, Malloy. It did not appear they were on the same page.
Wasn't even close. KK Matheny had a lot of time in the pocket. She could have stayed there on her secondary receiver. She stayed on number 1, who wasn't open, and just way overthrew her.
You could hear Chris Michelson saying, "What are you doing?" Somebody, obviously, either Malloy cut off her pattern or KK Matheny didn't throw the right pattern.
She didn't throw it right, and she could have stayed in the pocket going for number 2, the receiver number 2, secondary receiver. She stayed on the first receiver, and obviously a terrible play.
Get your head out of your
That'll
ass.
bring us to the end
Hurry
of
the
one
fuck
quarter
up. I
of
don't
play.
need no explanation when you
And
already
by
pulled
the
five.
smile
You
on Mike
huddle back, you
Oliveira's
tell them
face,
everything. Get
things
on
are
the
going well
fucking-
for Austin as they lead Seattle 8-0. Behind the running of Kendria Robinson, who has been an absolute spark plug off the bench. Austin impressing early. Back to LFL football night here inside the HEB Center. Tashay Winfrey had a good first quarter as now Seattle takes over. KK Matheny and company from the 19 of Seattle, so good field position. And that looked like LaShonda Fowler may have jumped.
Another mistake by Seattle. They look about as sharp as a spoon right now. Coach Michelson cannot be happy with his offense at all. They only had 4 snaps in the whole first quarter. This offense supposedly has 120 different plays they can run. Well, they were only on the field for 4 plays in the first quarter. Unbelievable.
KK Matheny is one of those rhythm passers. She's got to be out on the field. And like you said, Bobby, there's just not been a lot of reps. And again, there are a lot of new faces on this offense. A 3rd and 11, ball at the 14. Quick screen. Keandra Robinson doing it on both sides of the ball. We just saw her on the extra point attempt and now coming up from the corner position.
You cannot cover that play any better. A tunnel screen. As soon as the receiver went back to catch a screen, she attacked her before the blockers got out there. Again, this is going right into the hands of offensive coordinator Mike Oliveira. He said, take the ball out of Schnorr and Malloy's hand and put it in KK Matheny's hands, and it's working so far.
Matheny will have her opportunity. Now a 4th and 12, ball at the Seattle 13. KK back in the shotgun, looking down the field. Now checking down, nearly intercepted. Great coverage by, again, Kendria Robinson.
That sucks. What in the fuck are we doing? Hey, going for Lala. Going for Lala. Hey, run a spread. Okay, listen.
Coach Michelson obviously not happy at all. KK Matheny, her reads, her timing, she was late on that ball right there, putting it in her line, and she needs to be put in line right now. She's not playing good football.
That was a quick screen to Cassandra Bills, and Michelson and KK Matheny still going after it on the sideline. A lot of miscommunication and just pure frustration. And that actually begs the question. They do have Michelle Angel on the roster now. How long is that leash going to be for KK Matheny?
Great question. Michelle Angel, one of the top quarterbacks in the league. She's a smooth quarterback. If KK keeps playing like this, that leash is not going to be long.
That's Michelle Marshall. Speaking of Michelle's, had a great 2016 season. Just lacks the size at the running back position.
She gets it done. You're right. She doesn't have a lot of size, but she's going to give you 2-3 yards every time she touches the football. This is a key series for Austin right now. They held down the high-powered Seattle offense. Now they have the ball again going in the end zone. This could be huge if they go up 2 scores.
A 2nd and 7. That was Stevie Schnorr on the previous tackle. From the shotgun, Tashay Winfrey thought twice about launching it into the end zone and will take the sack. Melee Rich comes up from the corner position.
I believe she had Michelle Marshall coming underneath for a shovel pass. She just didn't get her the football. It would have gone in the end zone if she could have completed that pass.
It didn't look like Tashay Winfrey was very confident about throwing that football. You see she kind of pulled it back.
That's a great point. I mean, because if she pulls it back, she's not confident, and she should pull it back. If you don't feel confident, don't throw it out there, but she's going to hate it when she sees it on tape.
That was one of the biggest knocks on her. She lost some football games last year with her poor decision-making. And now a 4th and 8. Great job to evade the rush, but not for long. That looked like Katie Whelan and Jade Randall coming up from the strong safety position. We do have a penalty.
That's got to be a big buzzkill for Austin right now.
Everybody on Dom's side is dropping way to fuck that. Yeah, that's why when you do the deep ball, they had a safety over the top. I'm like, what are you talking about?
That penalty on Brandy Stolte declined as Seattle takes over. Let's meet their starters.
The bull, you know.
No, I didn't get it either.
Jade Randall,
No, you didn't.
tight end. Shonda Fowler, tight end.
I know.
Justin Hopkins, wide receiver. The Flag, Akron. Nicole Peterson, center. KK Matheny, quarterback.
With that passing game not clicking right now, they're going to have to get the balls in the number 1 and number 2 running backs in the LFL last year, Dominique Malloy and Stevie Schnorr.
They're going to need multiple footballs, and the first one goes to Stevie Schnorr. Schnorr racking up 9 yards on the carry. Nicole Stoffel on the tackle.
Coach Chris Michelson has a history. When the passing game is not working, you give the ball to Stevie Schnorr, and she's going to get 5-6 yards every time.
2nd and 1, Matheny now in the shotgun. Receiver spread right and left. That is an end-around reverse fake dump off. A beautifully set up play, and Schnorr drops the ball. Had nothing but green grass ahead of her.
If she could have brought that down, that could have been 6. There was heavy heat on KK Matheny. She pitched the ball, was kind of high, but Schnorr should have come down with it.
A 3rd and 1, ball at the Seattle 18-yard line. Fakes the handoff. Matheny, a quick screen. Robinson just bouncing off Dominique Malloy. Check that. That was Cassandra Bills coming up from the corner position.
Malloy is just bad to the bone. That should have been no gain at all. She just threw the defender off and got a gain of 7 yards. Every time she gets the ball, she gets a lot of yards.
Malloy, a track star, has added another element to this offense, speed.
Her speed, she makes great players look slow.
That's a 3rd and 1 carry. Just look at the bull, Stevie Schnorr. Breaking arm tackles. There is that intensity.
Wow, Schnorr is a workhorse, definitely not a show horse. Just plowing through the entire acoustic team. That's incredible.
You're not going to arm tackle Stevie Schnorr. You saw her going through about 8 defenders. And I'm not sure what's going on here. This could be another penalty on Seattle.
I didn't see anything. I don't blame Coach Michelson for yelling at the officials. I didn't see anybody move.
It looks like they may be picking up the flag. That is exactly what's happening. So it will remain 1st and goal. Ball at the acoustic 10-yard line. Matheny in the shotgun, rolling right, looking to the end zone. Now checking down to Schnorr. And Schnorr trying to barrel her way to the goal line. Will get down to about the 2-yard line.
They had stacked wide receivers out to the right with Randall and Hopkins. They had Schnorr right up by the tight end. She snuck underneath and got a solid gain. Good pass by KK Matheny.
Now a 2nd and goal. Ball at the Austin 2-yard line. This has got to be Stevie Schnorr territory.
Inside the 5, you know what's going to Schnorr. You can try to stop it, but nobody in the history of the LFL can stop Stevie Schnorr inside the 5.
Seattle now in the I set. That's where the ball's going. No, that is Michelle Angel. A bit of deception by Seattle. Everybody expected number 2, but the lanky Michelle Angel and some Seattle fans making the trip. We didn't expect that one, Bobby.
I got to hand it to head coach Chris Michelson. Myself, you, the entire crowd thought Stevie Schnorr was going to get the ball. They give it to a great athlete, Michelle Angel, the quarterback to safety, and she made it look easy.
Now the extra point attempt by Seattle. How about Michelle Angel? The year she had at quarterback to swallow her ego and come in and be a role player here in Seattle.
I think it's a great position for her. KK Matheny is an outstanding championship quarterback, but what kind of depth do they have now with Angel backing her up? It's going to be great for Seattle all year long, especially if KK gets nicked.
Look at this. Cassandra Bills coming up. And that look, I don't know who she kept out of the end zone. That was Jade Randall. Can you say enough about the play of Kendria Robinson and Cassandra Bills of Austin right now? Forget about the offensive side of the ball. They've been one heck of corners thus far.
For 10 minutes, Coach Olivero said, watch out for Cassandra Bills on both sides of the football. And I thought he was joking around, and he said, no, this girl is as good as any player in the league. Just watch. And she's showing it tonight. What a first half.
Winfrey will once again get her shot. Ball at the 15-yard line of Austin. That Seattle score now moves our score to 8-6, so Austin still holding the edge. A 1st and 10 looking down the field, has a receiver. That is Cassandra Bills. And Bills finding the end zone on cue.
Wow, Cassandra Bills, her hobby is balling. What a play, one-on-one, man-to-man coverage, post pattern. Tashay Winfrey drops it in a bucket. Touchdown, Austin, what a play.
How about that timing and the speed on Cassandra Bills to run under that football? Look, I'm a big Washington Redskin fan. I saw a lot of this with Deshaun Jackson.
Exactly.
And that's all Tashay Winfrey did. Let her run under the football, and Bills beating the secondary.
It was press coverage at the line. The release off the line of scrimmage was outstanding. Got behind the cornerback and just flew down the field. Winfrey delivered the football.
Kendria Robinson having some success on the extra points. Kind of a scat back. And she'll add to the Austin lead. Now Austin takes a 16-6 lead.
Austin has their rhythm going right now. This is the offense that Winfrey told me they could be. That first couple series of the game, that was not this Austin offense. This crowd is going crazy right now.
Now, if you're Seattle with this kind of atmosphere, you've got to somehow keep your head.
You got to stay in the game, exactly.
You are down 10 points on the road despite being an 8.5-point favorite. Another quick screen to Angel. Great open field tackle by Kendria Robinson.
They better not try this anymore. They have this play down pat. As soon as she takes the 1-2-3 step and throwing it out the tunnel screen, the corners are collapsing on the football. That's twice now. That play has been stopped dead by Austin.
You literally decide.
We've got a break on the field with Austin leading it 16-6. Back to second quarter action here on LFL Football Night. For all of you joining us from over 200 markets around the world, welcome to the season opener with Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Huco, and Brenna Black in a game that Seattle is struggling to stay in. That is a reverse to Dominique Malloy getting to the outside. Malloy picking up 14 yards on that at reverse.
Great blocking up front by Randall, Peterson, and Fowler. That speed, you just get her the football and she can turn the corner on any team in the LFL.
So why is she coming
1st and 10, ball at the Austin 18-yard line. Matheny from the shotgun, a lot of time And a great look at Jade Randall, but Randall dropping the football. That's not something we saw a lot of in 2016.
They're just not connecting right now. It's going to take a while. KK Matheny, Jade Randall, she just got to Seattle. They haven't been throwing a lot together, and it's showing right now. The rhythm's not there.
2nd and 10, ball remains at the 18. This time Matheny under center. A delayed handoff. Look at Stevie Schnorr. And the Bull getting into the end zone. Nobody wanted a piece of number 2.
Just what the doctor ordered. Stevie Schnorr, she is a bulldozer with a Ferrari Enzo. Do you see that burst? Once she got through the line of scrimmage, nobody could catch her. That's the offense that Coach Michelson has to have right now. Give the ball to Stevie Schnorr. Wow.
Look at the numbers from 2016 for Stevie Schnorr, averaging a very consistent 5.2 yards and 7 scores.
She is the entire Seattle offense so far, and she personally is keeping them in the game.
Now the extra point attempt, all 3 receivers flanked right. From the shotgun, rolling left, nobody there. And KK Matheny just walking into the end zone. Just like that, our score now goes 16-14. Seattle only down 2.
KK Matheny, she is Seattle's swag captain. I think she might have audible. She saw nobody out there but one player, and they had trips right. She might have audibled her own number and just outran the entire left side of that defense.
You got to think that's a little more pleasant conversation now between KK Matheny and Chris Michelson, considering where they were about 10 minutes ago.
Chris Michelson is never happy. Look at that smile he's got on his face.
Matheny and Michelson, they go back. A lot of people kid. They look like a married couple on the sideline.
They both like a married couple.
Both are very type A personalities and both know the offense very well. This is Michelle Marshall trying to get some kind of momentum. Dancing around, but no gain. That was Stevie Schnorr and Shea Norton. Norton coming up limping.
You mentioned it earlier. Michelle Marshall, great all-around player, but she lacks that outside speed like Malloy. She can get you a couple yards, but she's not going to have any game-breaking plays.
A 2nd and 10 after a no-gain run by Michelle Marshall. Winfrey looking over that play card. Taking her time, now dropping back to pass, looking to the left, now going to take off with it. Trying to get past Danielle Hawkins, no luck. She did manage 5 yards on the carry. Winfrey's not shy to tuck the ball and take off with it.
She should have just kept her head down and gone through and tried to go through Danielle Hawkins. Danielle Hawkins, we talked about her before the game, a great player for years, and there's no way one-on-one she's not going to bring Winfrey down.
That'll take us to a break. Seattle drawing to within 2.
What are you doing walking around? Don't you fucking want to win this shit? You wake the fuck up! God damn it, wake up! Take all this shit and put it out of your goddamn brain! Look at that shit! Now go win the fucking game!
That'll get you motivated. Coach Mike Oliveira bringing us back from the break. I think he sees this lead kind of dissipating, and that's got him concerned.
I love it, Mitch. That shows his military background right there, the discipline. He knows his team had that team with a throat, their foot on their throat. They're letting them off. They got to get back to a 2-score advantage.
To Shea Winfrey dancing around the pocket, finding a receiver. That is Cassandra Bills. And Bills already having a score in this game. Give credit to Shea Winfrey. She found time in the pocket.
She can kill you from the pocket. You're right, she found time up front. Look at the safeties. Where are these all-world safeties for Seattle? Jade Randall, Michelle Angel getting burned again by number 3, Cassandra Bills. What a game she's having.
That was a 30-yard completion. And it looks like we've got a challenge here from Seattle.
Where do they challenge it?
Perhaps that this wasn't a catch. Clearly, that is Cassandra Bills with possession.
That's a touchdown.
Well,
yes.
That is exactly what's happening. You can hear the boos in the crowd. There are a few people puzzled, as you and I. That was clearly a catch, possession, and a score.
there should be actually a penalty for this. You shouldn't be able to challenge something that's not challengeable. I mean, the receiver, number 3, came under the safeties, caught the ball, scored a touchdown.
It's challengeable, okay, because it is possession, but that's just pulling at straws at that point. I mean, you saw Coach Michelson smiling.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously it's challengeable. You can challenge anything, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he's just having a little fun with it, but in a close game like this, if you're wrong, keep in mind you're going to lose a timeout, and more importantly, you lose your last challenge for the second half.
Totally. That could kill them at the end of the game. What he might be trying to do is just kill the momentum on Austin's side right now. They came right back. They answered the score by Seattle like on the first play, and now it's all the place is dead again because of this challenge.
But if that were the case, call a timeout. Why now lose a timeout and lose your challenge?
Coach Michelson is a great coach, but right now I'm questioning this call.
Timeout, timeout, timeout. Hey, timeout.
And there it is. We all saw it. I think all the thousands of fans here at the HEB Center, that's why they were booing. They didn't understand what the challenge was about.
I still don't understand it, unless he just wanted to stop the momentum. I don't get it.
What an answer, though, by Austin. After giving up that long drive to KK Matheny in Seattle to respond this way.
As we mentioned, Coach Olivero getting the ball in the hands of Cassandra Bills. On the other side, Jade Randall, the MVP, hasn't touched the ball all night.
A 2-point attempt here by Austin. A little shovel pass. Michelle Marshall, no chance. And that's an interesting call because Keandra Robinson has had a lot of success in the extra point. Lining up in the Wildcat, they didn't go there this time.
She's a little more exciting than Michelle Marshall, but look who's in on the stop, Katie Wheeler. She is having an outstanding football game, 100% every play.
Wheeling quietly, as you said, has had a great comeback game. Keep in mind she did take last year off, serving our great country overseas and having an impact here on week 1 of LFL football night. As KK Matheny and the Seattle Mist go back to work.
That's really interesting. Look what the Beast is doing in Seattle right now after a year off. He's back. It gets the momentum back at the flow. You missed the game, and Katie Wheeling's showing it tonight.
1st and 10, ball at the Seattle 15-yard line. Matheny in the shotgun, now running for her life, rolling right, throwing against her body, and that is nowhere near Jade Randall. Well into the stands, and Randall's had a tough time getting off tonight.
You really have to hand it to the Austin secondary. Bills, Romero back there. They're fiddling. They're having a great game. They're shutting down this high-powered passing offense. KK Matheny, she completed a pass, maybe that one quick screen, and that's about it.
She has had a tough time tonight. Now a 2nd and 10, quick screen pass. That looks like LaShonda Fowler in the flat. That is Fowler indeed. That was an 11-yard completion, tackled by Villalobos.
LaShonda Fowler, she's been in the league of many years. She's got a lot of talent. Great call by Michelson. He gets the rhythm back with KK Matheny and the receivers. An easy throw, just a tight end in the flat, get the momentum going.
You hit it on the head. KK Matheny is a very rhythm-oriented quarterback. That is what I think Michelson is calling the short passing game. Look at that, a quick slant. That was complete to Dominique Malloy. Enough for a first down. That was a 12-yard gain. Matheny starting to get a little bit of a rhythm here.
A bullet post right there, same way. A quick passing game, boom, boom, boom. Get the ball out of your hands, 2 plays in a row.
Ball at the Austin 12, again in the flat, and again to LaShonda Fowler. And Fowler gets into the end zone. A very underrated power-type runner exploding through the defense of Austin.
The quick read, quick delivery offense that Coach Michelson put in for that series, outstanding. KK Matheny was not delivering the ball at all to the receivers down the field. Randall, Jessica Hopkins, LaShonda Fowler in the flat, even Stevie Short, a quick passing game, the quick pass on the post, 2.5 seconds or less, getting rid of the football right down the field.
Speaking of quick strikes, guess how long that drive took?
How long?
42 seconds.
Gotta hand it to Coach Michelson. He knew the game wasn't clicking down the field. Boom, boom, boom. Got Matheny in rhythm, and they scored.
We talked about a big matchup. That is what this game is built up to. This is the extra point attempt, sailing over the head of Dominique Malloy. Coach Michelson not happy on the other side. Coach Oliveira not happy, as both defenses are playing a little bit of Ole defense here.
Ole, you're right, that was not a good pass by KK Matheny. It was there. Malloy was wide open. The ball was a little high, and Malloy didn't give a great effort for it, but no points on the extra point for Seattle.
There you go again. Michelson and Matheny going after each other on the sideline. And you don't know who's right because they're both very steadfast in their way.
They are so used to yelling at each other. It's just like an everyday occurrence. You see, neither one of them is going to give in.
Tayshae Winfrey and the Austin offense back out on the field. 1st and 10 at the 15, stepping up in the pocket, looking down the field. Had a receiver again behind the defense. Jade Randall, she could celebrate, but that is the 2nd or 3rd time that an Austin receiver has gotten behind the Seattle defense.
And of all people, Michelle Marshall, not known to be a blazer out there, got behind the secondary again. Almost another touchdown for Austin. A great read by Winfrey.
You could see head coach Chris Michelson begging his defense to drop back. In all likelihood, this is the final play of the half. Winfrey back in the shotgun, rolling right, dumping it off. That is Cassandra Bills breaking through arm tackles. But look at Danielle Hawkins come up. What a half she's had. That will take us to halftime. We've got a tied up ball game. But first, let's go down to the field with Brenna Black.
I'm here with Coach Michelson of Seattle. Coach, you seem a little frustrated with your quarterback, KK Matheny. Any chance of switching to Michelle Angel?
I don't know. You know, we're going to go talk about it. We'll look at some things that we saw the first half. And it's not so much KK, it's the whole team. We're just not playing discipline. We're making really, really stupid plays mentally, and we'll adjust, and we'll be all right.
Looks like we're sticking with KK Matheny. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Brenna. That will take us to halftime in a very physical game. One that we did not expect a 20-20 score. Austin hanging with Seattle.
Put you in position to win the goddamn game. And you let it run right the fuck off the middle. Is there something different than what the fuck we've been showing you for 3 months?
An intense Austin acoustic locker room as we welcome back to LFL football night.
Back for the final 20 minutes of football on LFL football night. We've got a tied ball game, 20-20, Austin and Seattle. Let's go down to the field.
Guys, I'm with Tayshae Winfrey, who just had an impressive first half. Tayshae, not a lot of people gave you guys a shot against Seattle. What's your confidence level in getting a big W tonight?
Well, it's the people that don't believe in us is what gave us the confidence. We know that we had a lot of things stacked against us, so we're using that as motivation tonight to get the W.
Back to you guys.
She is the kind of quarterback that I think you can rally behind.
She has a lot of moxie. This team loves her. The coach loves her. On the field, she is such a leader. Now she has the talent at wide receiver with Bills out there. In fact, we should call Bills Cash Money the way she played the first half. They look outstanding on offense.
It looks like Austin will be kicking off here to start the second half of football. Dominique Malloy deep to receive for Seattle. And why not with that kind of world-class speed back there? And to kick things off, we've got Michelle Marshall. This should be a fun half of football.
Dominique Malloy, she has all the attributes of one of my favorite players, Tampa Bay Buccaneer, Deshaun Jackson, the most dangerous player in the sport.
Another kickoff mishandled. Melee Rich nearly gave up a touchdown there. Very lazy getting back to the football.
I don't want to say they're complacent for the championship they won 2 years ago, but they look really bad so far tonight. They're in the game, don't get me wrong, but they're in the game with Austin, not Los Angeles, not Chicago.
And I don't know that I would sell Austin short just yet. I mean, this is a team that's very improved. We talked about it earlier. I like what I'm seeing in Cassandra Bills. I like what I'm seeing in Kendria Robinson. And the development of Tashay Winfrey, what she's doing in the pocket tonight, is a la KK Matheny.
You're right. They're solid. This is 2 years in a row that Austin has Seattle on the ropes. Now can they close the deal?
This was the story last year in Seattle, season opener. A very close game at halftime, and then Seattle blew it out in the second half. That was a great run by Dominique Malloy, starting where she left off in the first half. That was an 11-yard carry.
Their game plan on defense was to shut down Malloy and Schnorr. First play of the second half, they go to their number one weapon, and she makes a big run down the sideline.
A 1st and 10, ball at the Austin 19. Matheny from the shotgun in the flat. That is LaShonda Fowler getting to the second layer of the defense and into the end zone. When did Fowler become such an offensive weapon?
Holy cow, LaShonda Fowler. She looks like the MVP of the league, not Jade Randall. Wow.
Hold everything. We've got a penalty here. No pun intended, but what a backbreaker. That was a block in the back on Seattle. They're going to bring that one back, Bob.
They're bringing it back. Coach Michelson doesn't like it. I don't know if I like that call. I didn't see it. I think it was a great call. A throwback pass to LaShonda Fowler. She broke 2 tackles for 6. Great play, but they're bringing it back.
After that penalty, the ball is backed up to the Austin 17-yard line. A 1st and 12 for Seattle. Under center, Matheny. A little end-around handoff. That goes to Stevie Schnorr. Schnorr gaining 6 yards, coming off 2 scores in the first half. The unsung hero of this offense.
Absolutely. She gets through the noise every time she touches the football. Solid gains, 4, 5, 6 yards every time.
A 2nd and 6. Matheny faking the reverse, rolling right, throwing across her body. That is Stevie Schnorr, the bull. And that is the 3rd touchdown for Seattle's bull, Stevie Schnorr.
Great play by KK Matheny, finding Schnorr, crossing the middle. Nobody on defense wants to touch Stevie Schnorr. Watch this. She has the ball. No acoustic player wants to tackle that beast. She is an absolute beast. When the boogeyman goes to bed at night, he looks in the closet for Stevie Schnorr. Wow, what a play for Seattle.
Now, Brandy Stolt, the rookie, not quite sure what she was doing. Number 17, just sitting out there staring at Stevie Schnorr.
That's what I would do. If I saw Stevie Schnorr coming toward me, I wouldn't know how to tackle her. You can't tackle her high. She'll go right through you. But you're right. That was a bad defensive play.
Miss Stoltz might have just asked for an autograph. She did nothing on defense. Now here's a 2-point attempt, rolling right again, throwing across her body. That's not something you want to do as a quarterback. And that was nearly intercepted in the end zone.
Not at all. The downfield passing game for Seattle is non-existent tonight. KK Matheny throwing off her back foot. You have to have the back foot planted, throw it perpendicular to the target you're throwing to. Her mechanics are not good tonight at all.
Chris Michelson again going off on KK Matheny. Despite that, Seattle does take a 6-point lead. That is the first lead of the night for Seattle. But don't tell that to Chris Michelson. He is not happy.
Chris Michelson is a perfectionist with his offense. KK Matheny, she's off tonight. Her mechanics are off. She's not striding into passes. Receivers are open. They're winning the football game, but not as big as Chris Michelson would like it.
Now, what about the challenge here for Tashay Winfrey? You're finally down in this game against the powerhouse Seattle missed. This will be very key as to how number 10 responds on this drive.
If I'm number 10, guess who I'm going to? I'm going to Cassandra Bills. 3 touchdowns in the first half. You got to go to your player that can get the ball in the end zone.
That was a 5-yard carry by Winfrey, setting up a 2nd and 5 ball at the Austin 20. And that's Kristen Beckman, an interesting signing this offseason from the New England Liberty. However, her and Winfrey have yet to connect.
That's a great pickup by Coach Oliveira, getting her to come from New England, a great player. She can match up on the other side with Cassandra Bills, and then with Morales, that's 3 solid receivers.
And look at this again. We saw much of this in the first quarter. You can see the disgust with Coach Oliveira. This offense is just not hitting their stride when it comes to play calling and the execution of the play.
You have to blame it on the quarterback. She's in charge out there. Seattle came back from behind, got the lead, but Winfrey, this happened last year. They had a chance to put the nail in the coffin against Seattle and let Seattle out of the box. They're doing it again right now. Somehow Winfrey has to come up with a big play.
And Winfrey's getting a lot of that done on the ground. I mean, certainly her arm has been very on point in the first half, but I like what they're doing. They're keeping drives alive and giving themselves an opportunity. This is a 3rd and 5 play. Nothing doing for Michelle Marshall. Guess who? Katie Whelan.
You're right, their backs are adequate, but they don't have the explosive running game. And Katie Whelan, she can outrun any of their backs, and she's having an outstanding night on defense for Seattle.
And there's the other counterpart that we were talking about in the pregame show, Jade Randall. We haven't heard much from her.
On either side of the football, she's an outstanding all-league player, the MVP of the league, but we haven't said much about her all night long.
This is a very pivotal 4th and 5 for this Austin offense. Rolling right, look at that defense converge. Danielle Hawkins, and once again, number 4, Katie Whelan.
Katie Whelan all over the football field. Tashay Winfrey on 4th down and 5, you have to get the ball down the field, deliver the football, give your receivers a chance. You have outstanding receivers, Bills and Morales, just give them a chance to bring the ball down.
That'll take us to a break. Seattle up 26-20. Back to 3rd quarter action. LFL football night, Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Huco. And down on our sidelines, Brenna Black. As KK Matheny and Seattle go to work from Austin's 19-yard line. Matheny in the shotgun, sitting back in the pocket, looking down the field, has a receiver. That is Jessica Hopkins, the wily receiver, and how about the touch from KK Matheny?
Former all-fantasy wide receiver, Jessica Hopkins in traffic on top of Cassandra Bills. Watch this catch. The ball hawk bringing it down. One of the greatest players ever in the LFL. Beats double coverage. A great throw by KK.
Jessica Hopkins, who was the GOAT early on. Let's not forget, she muffed that punt. That is a great recovery there.
Great players come back and make great plays. What a catch. Actually, KK Matheny threw it out there, gave her a chance, put it on the money. Seattle putting it in right now. Wow.
Now the extra point attempt. Seattle will opt to go for 2. You can go for 2 from the 3-yard line or go for 1 from the 1. This will be a 2-point attempt. An easy throw and catch, but LaShonda Fowler cannot come up with it. It was a little low.
That's all mechanics. Should have been an easy pitch and catch like you said. KK wasn't set again, threw it out, kind of slung it out side-handed. Fowler should have had it, hit her hands, but I got to blame the quarterback on that one.
And don't look now, Seattle's up 12 points. Just a few moments ago, We were at a 2020 ball game, and now Seattle's stretching. We've seen this movie before, Bobby.
Yes, we have.
Week 1 of last season.
It's a quarterback's league. Tashay Winfrey had Seattle where she wants them again, and now all of a sudden, bam, bam, KK Matheny comes back. She doesn't look that great, but 2 touchdown drives in a row.
That's a 1st and 10 toss to Cassandra Bills. I'm not sure she caught that. They are going to call that a completed pass, a 6-yard gain.
She's a great catch radius for her size. Just throw the football. That's what you have to do, but give her a chance to run. Let her catch the football and run with it.
There's a look at Stevie Schnorr, who's become one of the most solid players in the league on both sides of the ball, manning the Mike middle linebacker position for Seattle.
With the retirement of Danica Brace, she has picked up the slack and become the leader of that defense.
That's a 2nd and 4 handoff to Villalobos. And we've got another penalty and another call from Jason Gardner. That'll be enough for a Austin first down. That's a 5-yard encroachment penalty.
They needed that right now. Austin, Mike Oliveira, the first-year coach, he has to step up right now. This looks like the old Austin team where they had Seattle on the ropes and let them out. Oliveira has to come up with some plays for his quarterback right now.
You know, but I like to balance the offensive calling. They're staying out on the field. They're not going for the home run ball every play. Look at this. Very conservative. That is a design keeper by Winfrey. And Winfrey gaining 2 yards, tackle Melee Rich. Not the greatest play, but you know what? You're still out on the field, and more importantly, that doesn't look good. That is Tashay Winfrey down on the field. It is a warm night here inside the arena in Texas.
I hope that's a cramp.
They're treating it like a cramp. You can see LFL Medical out there. That would be a massive loss for this franchise.
Thank God that does look like only a cramp. She'll be back.
We're going to take a medical timeout here as Seattle extends their lead. We're back here to the HEB Center, and that is a good sight despite the limping. Tashay Winfrey up, and she is being treated for a cramp, so nothing too serious.
They have to get her back on the field. Thank God it's a cramp. They are hard. You said it's hot out there right now. She's been playing her heart out, but look, she's hopping around already. She's going to be back in next series, I guarantee it.
Now this is interesting. The backup quarterback for Austin is number 1. There she is, Ana Garza, hails from Carayerta, Mexico.
Ana Garza, she was the top-rated quarterback out of Carayerta, Mexico. Look forward to seeing her playing more.
I'm sorry, how do you pronounce that, Bobby?
Carayerta.
Ana Garza. It'll be interesting to see if they'll test her arm and go down the field. That was a handoff to Michelle Marshall. We'll see how much faith they have in Miss Garza's arm here.
They can play. She was the Doug Flutie of the Mexican League. She's 5'2", she can scramble, and she can throw.
That was a 3-yard run by Michelle Marshall. Villalobos going back to work from the 19-yard line, handing it off. Check that. That was Garza handing off to Villalobos. Villalobos managing 3 yards on the carry. Danielle Hawkins on the stop.
I can't say enough about Ana Garza. Backup quarterback, doesn't get a lot of reps during the week, especially when you have a starter like Tashay Winfrey. She's doing a great job leading the team down the field right now.
By great job, you mean handing off the ball?
Absolutely.
She's not doing a lot out there.
You don't get reps during. She's a leader right now. She's leading the team down the field.
Well, here's a 4th and 2, a big opportunity for Garza in this offense. That is an end-around reverse right at the sticks. Michelle Marshall clearly down. That should not be a fumble, and that could be enough for an Austin first down.
I believe it is. A solid call by Coach Oliveira. Again, not a flashy call, but I think it got the first down.
And speaking to Coach Oliveira during the week, that was his point of emphasis. He wanted his offense to have the edge with time of possession. That is what's happening right now.
You're right, he wanted a balanced offense, own the time of possession. I guarantee you, he didn't expect Ana Garza to be in the game, but she is controlling the game right now.
That was Villalobos again. That was a 2-yard carry. Stevie Schnorr on the stop. That'll set up a 2nd and 8 ball at the Seattle 10.
Do you think Seattle's taken off a little bit now? Winfrey out of the game. They got the 5-2. Anna Garza in the game, and they're beating her right down the field.
We just got to wonder, have they really scouted for Anna Garza? Chances are no.
No, in fact, I would guarantee Chris Michelson did not say Anna Garza once this week.
A 2nd and 8 play. Don't disrespect Miss Garza. There's a completion.
That was not disrespect. That was a fact.
On cue.
You don't game plan for Anna Garza.
Garza complete to Villalobos. Now that was Kristen Beckman. We talked about her earlier, the signee, the free agent signing from the New England Liberty. Beckman was a great possession receiver. It'll be interesting how they work her into this offense.
She can play. It's only a matter of time before her and Winfrey get connecting a lot during the season.
Now a 3rd and 2, ball down to the Seattle 4-yard line. Garza back in the shotgun. It was a little handoff again to Marshall. They're really going to Marshall here in the second half. That was a 2-yard carry.
Michelle Marshall, she'll pound you out for 2 or 3 yards a pop. Again, she won't have a breakaway, but they're matriculating the ball right down the field right now.
Matriculating
the ball.
The thesaurus gets out early, man. Week 1.
It's so boring right now. That's the only word I could think of. It's bang, bang, bang. 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, first down by half a yard. I can't say enough about Anna Garza.
Now it's 1st and goal. That Marshall run set up a first down. They are in business inside the 2-yard line. Garza looking over that defense under center. And she looked over that defense a bit too long. This should be a delay of game. Those are some crucial yards for a young team up against a team like Seattle. You cannot make those mistakes.
You can't make those mistakes. Again, you have a backup quarterback. Can you imagine all the people at home at TV, watching TV at Vallarta, Mexico right now?
1st and goal, Garza rolling left, has a receiver in the flat. That is Cassandra Bills.
Wow, that ham is tasty. What a call. What a play by Anna Garza. And who else? Bills for a touchdown.
You know, I didn't give Garza much credit coming down the field on this drive. You saw something, Bobby. That was an impressive rollout, kept her composure, found the receiver in the flat. That is what you want, especially from a backup quarterback.
Inside the red zone, did you see the play action fake? It held the linebackers, brought the safety up, and let Bills wide open in the flat. What a series by Anna Garza. I can't say enough about her.
And Austin going back to the well here with Kendria Robinson in the Wildcat. No luck this time. A swarm of defenders. Seattle has seen that all night. So our score will remain Seattle 32, Austin cutting into it 26.
Does Austin have a two-headed quarterback right now?
I don't think we're going to have a quarterback controversy just yet. Anna Garza is an impressive backup.
The Vallarta kid is doing it. I don't know. Right down the field, her first drive ever this season.
Deshae Winfrey expected back into this ball game from all reports we're getting from down on the sideline. They were nursing the cramp. She is rehydrated, and it looks like that defense is rehydrated.
Absolutely. They are back in the ball game. This crowd is hyped up now. Austin is going crazy over Anna Garza.
This is one of the better atmospheres in all of the LFL. The only better that you can argue is Seattle. They pack it in there with the 8th man. That is Dominique Malloy. That is a 6-yard reverse. They love using number 3 on that reverse.
I would give the ball every play to Dominique Malloy. The speed merchant gets around the edge like nobody else in this league, and she can break it at any time.
Getting down to the end of the third quarter. That is KK Matheny trying to buy time, rolling left. And that Austin defense converging. Katie Finling, the former Seattle Mister, tracks down KK Matheny. That'll bring us to the end of 3 quarters of play. Anna Garza bringing life to Austin. Back for the final 10 minutes of football. And what a game it's been between the Seattle Mist and the Austin Acoustic.
It has been a fabulous football game on both sides. The quarterback's a little under par, but the wide receivers and the running backs, outstanding games tonight. Bills with 4 touchdowns now. Incredible game.
Not a lot of people gave Austin an opportunity. They are only down 6 points going into the fourth quarter.
They have to step it up right now. The game plan was to shut her down just like that, shut down Stevie Schnorr, which they kind of 50-50 have, but somebody's got to step up and create a turnover.
That was Dominique Malloy, and as much as we rode Brandy Stolte for getting an autograph of Stevie Schnorr in the first half, that was a great open field tackle on Dominique Malloy.
She might be the one that has to get this defense together. You're right, Stolte had a great tackle right there. Everybody's got to chip in and stop Seattle.
That's a 2nd and 9 run, and on cue, the Bull running loose in the secondary of Austin. That was an 11-yard carry. That'll be good for a Seattle first down.
Hey, Coach Mike Olivero, he might have to do what he said before the game. Stack the box, take the running game out, force Matheny to throw the ball down the field. She hasn't completed many passes at all to her wide receivers. Jade Randall, the league MVP, where is she tonight?
They're having a lot of success underneath. So if it's not broken, don't fix it. LaShonda Fowler, Dominique Malloy, Stevie Schnorr, that has been about 80% of this offense tonight.
Well, that's for Seattle. The Acoustic has to shut down the inside and force them to go deep.
And there you go again, a nice crossing pattern to Stevie Schnorr. And we may have a penalty on this. Seattle content at just working the underneath game here. So they're going to take the 5 yards. That is encroachment on Austin, setting up Seattle at the Austin 8-yard line.
When you have a back like Stevie Schnorr in the backfield, she's one of the best players at finishing a football game. They have a lead. You want to take the clock out of the game, you hand the football to Stevie Schnorr.
She'll wear you out.
Will wear you out, absolutely.
She's one of those power backs, and we'll see if this Seattle defense or Austin defense can hold up. And there's the test. Stevie Schnorr nearing the goal line. I don't think she got there. A great open field stop by Melissa Romero. Otherwise, Schnorr would have chalked up another score.
The speed she has for such a big back is incredible. You can't stop her. You have to get your pad level lower than hers, which is tough to do. Then if you do, you're going to get destroyed anyway because she's so big.
That's a good sign if you're an Austin fan. To Shea Winfrey with her helmet on. By all reports, our medical staff has reported to our producers that she is expected to be back in this ball game.
With her gun, her arm, it's way better than Anna Garza, as much as I like Anna Garza, but she needs to be back in the game to throw the football.
And that's something that a lot of Seattle fans wanted to see. Certainly not the penalty, but Michelle Angel at quarterback. That is KK Matheny on the sideline. This is interesting. The dynamic. Did KK Matheny just get pulled from the ball game, or is this just a special package that they're using with Michelle Angel?
It could be both. Michelle Angel, no doubt one of the top quarterbacks in the LFL last year. She can play this game.
Angel dropping back to pass, rolling right, nobody there. She did have Stevie Schnorr, but well covered by Kristen Beckman.
The Acoustic, they came with a jailhouse blitz, right? They blocked Michelle Angel's first play in there, smart call by Olivero. They had a jailhouse blitz, brought everybody. She didn't have a chance to get rid of the football.
Now a 2nd and goal. Ball remains at the 6-yard line. Angel still under center. No, now KK Matheny entering the game. So it does feel like it was more of a package solution versus a pulling of KK Matheny. That is a toss left. Stevie Schnorr. Again, a great open field tackle. This time by Anna Garza and Kendria Robinson.
Anna Garza, the backup quarterback, delivering a blow on Schnorr, but this has become the Stevie Schnorr show right now. She's finishing this game. She's taking Austin out of this game.
This is Schnorr land. 1 yard to go, 3rd and goal. Game on the line. Who else would you want with the football? Matheny under center, tossed right. That is the Bull. Kind of a bull in a china shop. No chance for the defense. And another score for Seattle. They've blown this game wide open.
Wide open. It certainly has become the running of the bull tonight. Just one bull, not a lot of bulls. Stevie Schnorr doing it all over tonight. I love watching her run, and she can control a game in the second half.
It'll be interesting. With the retirement of Danica Brace, not sure how much longer KK Matheny will play. Is the future face of this franchise Stevie Schnorr?
Schnorr is the heart right now. Who's going to be the quarterback? KK Matheny is a championship quarterback. Great call right there. They slipped her out again. LaShonda Fowler, great play by Matheny. You got Matheny, a championship quarterback. You got Michelle Angel backing her up, who can be a championship quarterback. There's a lot of talent there.
That'll take us to a break. It's the Bull and Seattle up big. Back to fourth quarter action of LFL football night. Mitch Mortaza, Bobby Hugo up in the booth, and Miss Brenna Black working our sidelines in a game that was close is now kind of blown open.
Just like last year, but there is a lot of time left. Winfrey back in the game. She's got a gun for an arm. She's going to be throwing it down the field, trying for 2 quick scores.
You saw it there. They want to stretch the field. That's Cassandra Bill. Still got a little gas in that engine. We do have a penalty. Chris Michelson saying that was uncatchable.
It was not uncatchable. Come on, Coach Michelson. Is he allowed on the field like that?
After 9 years, I think you got clearance to do just about anything.
I'm just checking. He's way out on the field.
That penalty on Michelle Angel. Angel brand new to the free safety position for Seattle. There's a look at Angel. We keep talking about her having an incredible quarterback season in Dallas. She was also one of the better free safeties when her days in Los Angeles.
Absolutely. She's got all kind of talent. The 3 acquisitions from Dallas. I mean, this Seattle team is loaded. They are flat out loaded. There's no way they're not going to be contending for another championship.
Look at Kendria Robinson. Can you say enough about Kendria Robinson and Cassandra Bills? If nothing else tonight, they've identified a pair of cornerstones that they can build this offense around with the inclusion of Tashay Winfrey.
100%. They have all kind of talent too. Watch this pursuit right here. She can run the football. She cuts it up, one cut up the field, runs in for a first down. They have talent here. The Acoustic can play. At one point, the Acoustic is going to become a band.
1st and 10. I was going to wait to see when Bobby Hugo would break out that reference. It's in the 4th quarter, and that is Tashay Winfrey. No gain, great open field tackle by Danielle Hawkins.
She's still gimping around a little bit, but cramps are hard to get rid of. Drink a lot of water. She's a player. If she completes a couple passes to our girl Bills, they're back in this game.
A 2nd and 10, no gain on that Winfrey run. You can see these defenses are gassed. That is Shay Norton breathing very heavy as she's been chasing Winfrey most of the night.
Coach Michelson, he realized this game is not over. Austin is in Seattle territory. They're threatening to go in again.
2nd and 10. Jade Randall, we said she's not had an impact. A great rush up the middle, and that is a sack of Tashay Winfrey and a loss of 4 yards. This Seattle defense finally getting their identity here in the second half. That'll take us to another break as Tashay Winfrey tries to mount rally. Back for the final few minutes of LFL football night. It has been an amazing atmosphere here inside the HEB Center as Austin now trails by 14. That is Kendria Robinson in motion at the top of your screen, cannot get to the outside. Great open field tackle by LaShonda Fowler.
Not real sure about that call. You have 3rd and 14. You're down 2 scores late in the football game. You have a quarterback can throw it anywhere around the field. You have an end around right. I mean, she's a great player, but not going to get that against the Seattle secondary.
That'll set up now a 4th and 12. Austin obviously having to go for it here. It is 4 down territory. Looking down the field, and dislodged from the football is LaShonda Fowler, coming in late to blow up Chastity Morales.
The ball was delivered on time, but it would have been well short of the first down. LaShonda Fowler, what a game. She might be game MVP. She had an incredible night.
Fowler getting it done offensively, mainly with those release plays in the flat, but defensively a very underrated tackler.
Absolutely. You got to hand it to Chris Michelson, too. I get on him a lot, but he brought them back in the game with that short passing game to Fowler.
And on the other side, Coach Mike Oliveira, we just got to look at him. He's got to be disappointed to be as close as he was at halftime. And to look up at that scoreboard right now has got to be demoralizing.
Absolutely. And you know what killed him? What he tried to stop, the Seattle running game. Stevie Schnorr and Fowler killed him in the second half.
A 1st and 10 play. That's KK Matheny rolling right, trying to evade the rush. That was Villalobos coming up from the linebacker position. That'll be a gain of 3 for KK Matheny.
KK Matheny, you brought up about, she's been in the league a long time now. Is she like the Peyton Manning of the league? She gets the job done, she wins, but she doesn't look as spectacular as she used to.
She doesn't have, she's never had the physical prowess. You know, when you look at a quarterback like a Tashay Winfrey, perhaps an even better example, an Ashley Salerno. They look the type, you know?
Yep.
She's a small stature quarterback, but she plays a very big game.
And she wins.
And look at this, Michelle Angel, speaking of quarterbacks, they're gonna work her into the game. Great crossing pattern. That is Dominique Malloy. And Malloy quietly mounting the yards.
Who do you think would win the 40-yard dash, Malloy or Bills? That would be fun to watch.
That would be one heck of a matchup, absolutely.
Yeah.
Malloy wanting out of the game, now saying, no, I'll stay in. As we go to another break, Seattle comfortably ahead of Austin. Back to Austin, Texas, as several Seattle fans have made their way down and are certainly enjoying the score of this one. As Michelle Angel remains at quarterback, kind of a lateral pass to LaShonda Fowler. It looked like from Jade Randall. They're going to call that an incomplete pass.
Good call by the refs. Again, trying to get the ball to Fowler.
Seattle remaining very aggressive offensively, and probably a lot of that has to do with getting a good look at number 7 there, Michelle Angel, at quarterback.
100%. At some time during the season, they're going to need Angel to play, whether KK if she gets nicked or something. It's great to give her reps here at the end of the game.
A 2nd and 1 ball at the Austin 5-yard line. Seattle already up big, looking to send a message here. Looking into the flat, has a receiver. Jade Randall, her Dallas Desire counterpart, and finally Randall getting in the mix offensively.
Not a surprise there at all. Michelle Angel knows her moves, been thrown to her for over a year now. KK Matheny will get there. It's going to take time to throw, get the moves that Randall has. They'll be clicking soon, but Michelle Angel, right, it's like old times.
Like you said, that chemistry is really tough to replicate between a quarterback and a receiver that quickly. You saw it instantly with Angel and Randall.
Absolutely. It takes time to get that chemistry.
And speaking of chemistry, there is Jade Randall finally getting into the end zone. The 2016 league MVP, trying to find her identity within this offense.
Absolutely, and it's a known fact. It takes roughly 21 practices to learn one play in a new system. This is an entirely new system, and it's a complex system. It's going to take a little time for the Dallas players to understand Chris Michelson's offense.
We haven't really talked about that all night. This is the toughest offense as far as a scheme and a playbook
Absolutely.
in the entire league. But Angel, give her credit. Maybe they've dumbed down the offense a little bit, but she's moving the football here, and she looks very comfortable. This is the extra point attempt. Nobody there. I thought that was maybe deflected. Nonetheless, our score will remain 46-26.
Villalobos came through there. They're not giving up. In fact, Michelle Angel looks like she hurt her arm when she was throwing the ball when Villalobos hit her arm while she was throwing.
That's what I saw. I thought I saw a deflection, but it looked like Angel's elbow was hit pretty hard. Like you said, she's going to be an asset to this team down the stretch. When you start thinking about the matchups against Los Angeles, you know, the matchups against some of the Eastern Conference teams getting into the playoffs, you got to factor these Dallas free agents have made a huge impact. There's a look at Danielle Hawkins. She's been all over the field.
And they're, again, on defense. They're all starting at defense, too. The two safeties, they have to get used to the new Seattle defense.
Look at this, a little razzle-dazzle by Austin, not having much to lose and just tossing it up. That is complete. I'm not sure that's exactly how they drew it up, but nonetheless, Nicole Stoffel. We haven't heard much of number 11 tonight, but that is a completion.
I can't tell you how much talent that takes to complete a pass on that of an ugly-looking play like that. It was an outstanding play by Austin.
You might be the only person in the entire building or watching this broadcast to call that an outstanding play. Even the head referee says, no, no, no. That is an illegal forward pass. Bring it back, Bobby Husell.
They brought it back, but it looked like it was going to be stopped before it started. Somehow they got the ball down the field, but you're right. The refs put a stop to that.
A 2nd and 15 now. Tashay Winfrey remains in the ball game. Looking to the right side and connecting with Kristen Beckman. Beckman struggling tonight. Only one, actually this is her 2nd reception of the night. Signing her in the offseason, expecting her to make a big impact on this offense, just not there tonight.
Again, she needs to learn that offense, the acoustic offense, just like the Dallas players have to learn the Seattle offense. It's going to take time.
A 3rd and 8 play. Winfrey looking down the field, nothing there, and just tucking it and running. A 4-yard gain. It's all academic now. Shay Norton on the tackle.
How does Austin come back? They look all offseason toward this game to finally get a chance to beat Seattle. They played great in the first half. Second half, not so good. Where do they go from here?
Not so well.
Not so well, too.
Where do they go from here? This is a 4th and 1, 4th and 4. Winfrey looking to the flat just beyond the outstretched arms of Michelle Marshall. But getting back to your point, I don't know that you would put your head down if you're an Austin Acoustic fan or a player, because you know you hung with one of the best teams in the league through 20 minutes of football, and with the injury to Tashay Winfrey, although Anna Garza played very well in her absence, you got to somewhat kind of feel good about yourself.
I agree. They played outstanding football. The first half was as good as you see in the LFL. Both sides, 20-20 at halftime. It's got to be a little depressing, though. They really had him on the ropes. New coach Mike Alabero, he really won this game to show what a coach he was. But again, Seattle comes up on top.
And I'm not sure why Seattle's taking shots at the end zone here in a game that is over. Why risk the injury? And quite frankly, it's a very classless act by Chris Michelson.
Well, you can see Coach Olivero is not very happy with this. The game's over, run the clock out, but they're throwing the ball down.
You're just risking injury to a potential top-line player. These are all starters. It's not like the NFL with deep rosters where you can swap players out late in a ball game. These are all starters out on the field. Now they're getting back to the run game. That'll do it for us. In a game that could have gone either way at halftime, Seattle, one of the powerhouses in the entire league, absolutely breaks it open in the second half, mainly behind the running of number 2, Stevie the Bull Schnorr.
You're right. In my eyes, Stevie Schnorr would be the game MVP. When the game was rough, when it was tight, when Austin was winning, Coach Michelson went to Stevie Schnorr, and she won the game for Seattle.
And on the other side of the ball, as I said, you really can't hang your head. That's a look at Katie Fidling, the former Seattle Mist player. But I think if I go back as an Austin fan and Austin coaching staff, I'm really excited about the young nucleus of talent here, specifically Cassandra Bills and Kendria Robinson. You cannot say enough about the performances they had here tonight.
They have a good nucleus, no question. Tashay Winfrey, she's an outstanding quarterback and only going to get better. With those 3 receivers, with Beckman coming in there, they'll be outstanding. But I know they want to make a run at a championship at some point.
Well, partner, that'll do it for us here for week 1 of LFL football night. It was a great one, at least through one half of football for Brenna Black. My partner in the booth, Bobby Rico, our producer, John Littell. This is Mitch Mortaza. We will see you next week on LFL football night.